Last week, Governor Charlie Baker announced a ban on all vaping products in Massachusetts following the Center for Disease Control's reporting of hundreds of illnesses nationwide and 9 deaths. The ban is a huge hit to store owners in the state, many who say they fear they'll be forced out of business. Carolee McGrath sat down with 2 local vaping shop owners to hear their story.
It was out of the blue that we just, get an hour notice saying that immediately effective, there's a ban on vaping products. And for the fact that it was immediate and all of a sudden we have nothing to do except to close it. So we basically had to shut down one of our businesses completely and let go of our employees and everything because there's absolutely no way for us to survive just by shutting down, right away. And in the other shop, we are trying to survive, but it's very tough.
And what about you? You had to shut down a shop, or do you remained open?
I didn't have to shut down a shop. We're actually pretty new establishment. We started about not even a year ago, and this has been a major roadblock for us because it's been about 10 months now, and already we're having a financial problem with all of the vapes being disappeared or being taken away by the state or just not being able to practice our right to free commerce.
Were you surprised by this decision?
I was very surprised.
And so most of the products that you sell in your store in East Longmeadow, right, Zane Smoke Shop, are vaping products, or is it a mix?
It's a mix, but vaping accounted for a very high percentage of our sales, so it definitely affects us.
And what are you hearing from your customers?
They're very angry at not us, but just the government, so they're not really sure what to do. They can't really do anything about it because we can't do anything about it.
But it went into effect immediately, right?
Yeah.
So now are you concerned a little bit about the black market? Because here you are, legitimate business owners. People are still going to want these vaping products, right?
Definitely.
Are they going to turn to other sources?
I mean, the thing is, as you just said, what the customer's reaction is, there's different ways they're going. One is, as you said, black market is going to, go beyond what they were doing right now. We're going to lose the legit business are going to be closed, but the black market is not going to be affected because they're actually going to rise their sales and people are going to turn to black market, as well as people who were coming to us, they were concerned for the fact that they're going to be going back to smoking. That's their big concern right now, because if they cannot get what was helping them quit smoking or, go down on the nicotine, make them feel better somehow, it's all being taken away, and they're definitely going to turn to cigarettes. And we had people stock up like crazy, as much as they could. But once that runs out, they're definitely going to go back to cigarettes, as they have no alternative to that.
And will they go to out-of-state businesses as well? But some of the states are also facing similar concerns,
Yes.
right?
Of course, Southern New England.
We're very sure. We're very sure they're gonna go out of state, because me and Zane Smoke Shop, we have one of our shops which is on the border. Basically, East Longmeadow is right next to Connecticut. So right now they can go to Connecticut, and after 4 months, who knows if they're going to come back or not, because they have a new place to go to. And they're going to try to go to, New Hampshire, Vermont, other places. But it's basically, you're just ruining the businesses, not taking away vapes completely from people. So it's just, it's actually a bigger effect for employees and employers rather than anybody else.
Can you see, though, the concern? The CDC has reported more than 500 illnesses across the country, and there's been about 9 deaths across the country. Can you see where health officials are concerned about this?
I understand that vaping is not the safest option, but these illnesses were not from authorized vapes. Now, a lot of the liquids have actually been approved by the FDA, and we're allowed to sell them because they've been approved. The people that have fallen victim to these illnesses are actually from THC cartridges, which are on the black market. And now that legitimate businesses have basically no right to sell their legal product, the black market will rise because they're being awarded for what they've done, which is cause illnesses. More people will turn to the black market to get these THC cartridges. More people will turn towards cigarettes. And it's basically like a plan to kill the vaping industry.
What is your next step in all of this?
There's a bunch of things, going through our head right now of what to do next. And are we going to be able to ever open this business again or not? We're trying to contact the governor's office and, any kind of state help which could be possibly provided to us. And if anything, as you probably have heard, one of the vape shops which sued the state of Massachusetts for banning vaping products, we might be, joining that route as well, because that is the last resort for us, as we have no other way of an income. So we need to get something, because, I mean, all of our product has been stuck there now. Almost $200,000 to $300,000 worth of product is sitting in the shelves, and in 4 months, some of them will actually expire. So we don't know how to, liquidate that at the moment. So if that goes to waste, we lost money for absolutely no reason.
I know you said that you had to let employees go.
Yes.
What are you hearing in the area as far as how many jobs are going to be lost and affected by this?
Ma'am, just by us, we have 8 employees from 2 shops who lost their jobs. And from what I've heard so far, I believe New York has lost almost 700 businesses, and Massachusetts actually has more than that. So Massachusetts would round about lose, I don't know, around 5,000 to 6,000 jobs are going to be gone completely. And it's they're going to be laid off completely. And if you consider the fact that they don't have anything else to go to right now, because their experience is in these smoke shops, they have nowhere else to apply for. So it's a big problem for everybody right now.
Do you think you're going to be able to stay afloat for the next 4 months?
We're trying, but it's still a little too early to tell. We've already started noticing decrease in sales, so it's not looking so good.
There's been a lot of talk, even prior to this news breaking, of the ban and the illnesses, about vaping products getting into the hands of teenagers. Obviously, the age is 21, and that's who you sell to. Do you feel like you're kind of being caught up in this political discussion about underage vaping?
Definitely, ma'am, because the thing is, if you have already, decided to make an age limit for something, and we are legit following that, we are doing everything legally we were supposed to do. Anybody who comes into our shops, we're scanning their IDs, we're making sure everybody who's of age is buying the product. So when they go out and give it to somebody else, that's your concern, to investigate the fact that what is happening outside on on the streets or on the parking lots where people are exchanging money or whatsoever is happening. That's none of our concern. We are doing everything in the right manner. So people getting access to something which we haven't done anything wrong with, I'm not sure how to respond to that. That's something they should investigate, rather than just shutting down businesses altogether.
And your bottom line is, listen, I'm selling a legal product, and now you're taking that away from me, and it's hurting my business, correct?
Basically, yeah. You're taking away something that, I thought I was going to make money off of, which was actually approved by the government, and now all of a sudden a careless decision was made, which affected multiple businesses in the area, and it's a loss of millions of tax dollars.
And at the same time, once if you approve something and we're selling it, we're trying to actually help people quit smoking and get down from their bad habits. And we've heard stories from years that we've been in business that people have actually helped. They're breathing better, they're having lesser of wheezing noises and everything. They're sleeping better, they feel better. Some of them we actually seen quit over time. Some of the people who've been smoking for 30 years have basically just quit. After a year or two of smoking into vapes, they've went down and completely quit. And now the thing is, anything you abuse is not good for you. So whether it's cigarettes, smoking vapes, driving a car recklessly, nothing is good for you for abusing that thing. If you're driving a car and you go in 150 miles an hour, the company didn't tell you to do that. If you're doing that and you crash into something, the cops are going to go after you, not the company, because they sold you the car. So it's kind of you have several examples for that, and you should look into the bigger matter rather than just a small thing that some kids got ill because of something which is not related to vapes. Again, nothing you smoke is good for you, and I'm myself personally not a smoker, and I think vaping has definitely helped thousands of people quit and get a better life. So I think you should look into that as well, not just show the negative parts of it.